Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Off Ramp. Things are a little different today. I'm going solo. Lorraine has made plans to spend a couple of days with old high school friends, and so they're going away to the Lake of the Woods region, and I'm going to head to the Pembina Hills in Manitoba, Stanley Park, camp there overnight, and just kind of wander the hills and work on some photography projects. So join me as I travel to southern Manitoba, the Pembina Hills region outside of Morden, and we're going to explore some wonderful, hopefully, some autumn colors. Okay, so we are turning south onto the number 32 highway, and we are going to head down to the number 201. And to the right is Triple E Manufacturing, the home of leisure travel vans, the newer version. Having just a little hesitation about going through this mud. It's one thing taking the SUV through here with four-wheel drive, but this van is quite a bit heavier and I'm not sure what I'm going to get coming through here. Let's see. Well, it's a little slippery and slimy. Ooh, that kind of dragged me down. I think I'm going to have to look at taking a different route. I think this is going to get a little too risky and not being able to turn around, so I'm going to have to back up my way out of this. Well, that was a failed experiment. I was looking a little bit too mucky down the road. I already had a hard enough time coming through this one, so we will avoid that. This is pretty slippery and slimy. So Manitoba has had a lot of rain over the last 2 weeks. And I think a lot of the routes that I'm used to traveling on are old dirt roads, but some of them are going to be just a little bit too muddy to take the van on right now. So we're going to stick to the more of the gravel roads and see what we can find. But it does look like the leaves are starting to change color, so we should get some good autumn shots down the road here somewhere. As I meander through the hills here, my first point of destination is going to be Pembina Valley Provincial Park, and it's time for a good hike. Okay, let's go for a walk. Well, it's September 22nd, and I'm at Pembina Valley Provincial Park near the Manitoba-North Dakota border, southwest of Morden and Winkler, Manitoba. And I'm gonna see how far I can hike here. Apparently it's quite muddy. There's been quite a bit of rain, so we'll see how we do, see where it leads us to. Looks like quite a few leaves have fallen already, but there hasn't been much color change here, not like in Winnipeg. And we have found that over the years of living in Manitoba that just coming this much further south, the season is probably extended by about 2 weeks. So south of Winnipeg, once you get to southern Manitoba, it's actually a bit of a longer season. It takes longer for autumn to hit, and spring comes earlier here as well. I'm hiking out to the tower trail. There's an overlook tower, so I'm hiking that way first. And I was told it was quite muddy, so we'll see where it goes from here. So far I've been high enough that it hasn't been muddy, but we'll see what happens. There are quite a few hiking trails here at Pembina Valley Provincial Park. I'm taking the outer trail right now, which is I think called the Sunset Trail or the Sunrise Trail. And I'm heading my way to the viewing tower. But lots of ups and downs. I mean, you can see with the background, the trees are higher up, but there's also hills all the way around us. It's a beautiful part of Manitoba. Now, of course, when you've hit the creek, you have to come back up again to the other side of the valley. So I've been climbing for a while here already. And it's making me breathe heavy. Normally, we go the reverse route when we come down this way. But I'm starting along this way to get to the tower first. We'll see how that idea works out. Well, in search of fall colors, there's a few green ash trees that are starting to lose their leaves, but it's still pretty green here. I may be just a little too early. Well, here's a bit of red. But still, a lot of green in the background. I'm at Lookout Point, which is just before we hit the tower. Beautiful view of the valley below. And we're just kind of waiting for those trees to change color. I guess it'll be another week or two yet. And here's yet another angle of Lookout Point. See the valley down below. We're getting closer. Panorama Point. There's the Pembina Valley. This river meanders through Manitoba and then into North Dakota. And then the Pembina joins up, I believe, with the Red River in Pembina, North Dakota. Well, my phone battery may have died, but I got back in the van and now I can at least track my route heading back to Stanley Centennial Park, where I'm going to be camping for the next 2 nights. My watch battery, however, did not die, and my Garmin GPS tells me that I traveled 5.5 kilometers. My heart rate went all the way up to 158 beats per minute. Those crazy hills can do that to you every time. And it was just a good hike. It was a beautiful day. Must have been about 24 degrees outside, so great day for a hike.
Your destination is on the right.
So the arm of Stanley in southern Manitoba, near Morden, Manitoba, has designated a bunch of sites for RVs. think there's some like tent sites or something like that along the outer edge. And then there's a bunch of tenting sites as well too. And it's all part of the Stanley Park. Stanley Centennial Park, I think it's called. And I'm going to give you just a quick tour of this campground. Well, park actually. It's a beautiful park that we used to enjoy as kids. But now they have camping here. Camping is free. You do need to make reservations ahead of time on the arm of Stanley, the rural municipality of Stanley website. But it is free camping. And it's September 22nd, so there's not too many people lining up right now. So this is the tenting area of the campground. I did ask if I could park my RV here, and they said no, RV spots are RV spots, and this is for tenting. But this is the tenting part of Stanley Park Campground. Well, it's Tuesday, September 23rd, and I had a nice night at Stanley Park, Stanley Centennial Park, and last night sitting around the fire, all of a sudden the coyote started to howl. That's an eerie sound when you're by yourself in the park, so I just made the fire a little bit bigger. It was a beautiful sound. They sound so good. So today I'm going to go look for a place called St. Luke's Anglican Church. And apparently there are, it's supposed to be a nice pretty country church in rural Manitoba in the Pembina Hills, and it is the last remaining building of the original settlement in the area. So we're going to see if we can find that church today. So this is what we grew up doing. My dad would find the most remote roads, dirt, sometimes grass lanes, and we would wander around the Pembina Hills. And there's been some rain lately, so hopefully this road stays dry. It looks like it's going to be okay. I guess this would really be on the off-ramp. This is a new location for me, but it looks beautiful. There is a gorgeous valley down there.
In 500 meters, your destination will be on the left.
Okay, so the church should just be here, behind those trees, I guess. Oh, it's a pretty little valley. St. Luke's Pembina Crossing Anglican Church. So part of the Laveronde Trail. Let's see what they can tell us about this church. Part of a beautiful valley. In the early 1880s, a number of Church of England families settled in the area. In 1985, these pioneers became founders of the parish of St. Luke's Pembina Crossing. The school was built in 1885. And services were held there until 1886. The original log structure was in use until 1920 and was replaced by the new building, which opened on September 26th, 1920. So that would be 105 years ago, almost to the date. Today is the 23rd of September, and that was September 26th, 1920. Oh, sorry, it did burn down due to an unfortunate accident and was replaced by the present structure built in 1922. Still, 103 years old, not bad. Beautiful wooden doors. Now, I'm not sure if they leave the doors open or not, but let's give it a oh, look at that. Look at that. Close the doors behind us. Make sure no critters get in. Wow. This kind of reminds me of the painted churches that we visited in southern Texas. This is our own Manitoba church. So this building was built in 1922. Sometimes you just need to get off the highway of life and find a grassy lane or a nice dirt lane. You never know what it's going to lead to. Well, that could be worthy of a photo. Well, I've left the church. That was part of the Pembina Valley as well. We are going to take roads I've never driven on before, and we're going to get ourselves lost as we head our way back towards Stanley Park again. It's only 11:30 in the morning, so I have lots of time. We're just going to look for scenic vistas, hopefully, and find some color. Well, I'm heading further and further south, and I'm only about 3 or 4 miles or 6 kilometers away from the U.S. Manitoba border. But I'm crawling back down into the Pembina Hills Valley, and apparently there is a zipline adventure nearby here somewhere. I'm starting to see more color change now finally, so it is beautiful. Might be getting too close to the border, I don't know. They've got this road blocked off, but if you look in the distance, you can see that there is a road up here on the left hand side in the distance, but this is blocked off, so I must be pretty close to the border, so I don't want to get in trouble crossing that, so I guess I'll turn around. Now, just up ahead on the left-hand side of the road is, I think it's called high wire zip lines or something like that. This is Road 4 North, so I think we're about 4 miles from the American border right now. Pulled over on the side of the road. And this would be the Pembina River. And to tell the truth, I don't know if it's a Pembina Valley River or just the Pembina River, but nonetheless, we're in the Pembina Valley. This is looking northeast. And this river has at times gotten quite high, especially during spring runoff, if there's a heavy snowpack. But seeing as it is September, it's fairly low. So it's late Tuesday afternoon. And I've got one more goal for today, and that is there's a church called St. Mary St. Alban Church. And it's an old brick building that was built back in the late 1800s. So I am going for a sunset shoot there, but I want to get there early enough to kind of scope it out ahead of time. Well, it looks like I may have found my evening subject for today. Today is going to be a photography evening, and I have found this beautiful little church. It's called St. Mary St. Alban Church. Isn't that a pretty little church? So the evening sun should light it up just nicely. I'm looking forward to that. But let's get some information about the church. (1892). It's got a beautiful bell. St. Mary's St. Alban's Church, built in 1892. Well, this should be good. Look at that beautiful stonework. They keep their yards beautiful. Well, let's go see. It looks like the doors may be unlocked. Look at that glorious light coming in. Beautiful little church. Well, I hope you have enjoyed my solo wandering around the Pembina Hills without Lorraine. It was empty without her being here, but I know she was having fun with her friends, so it only made sense that I would have some fun too. It was great exploring the Pembina Hills once again. It's been a long time since I've done that, so I mean that was a childhood memory for me and my dad and my siblings. And now I got to do it again. So that was fun. I got to do a bit more photography, and that was fun. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Love to hear from you. And take the time to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so that you know when our next videos are coming out. Now, we don't know what our plans for this fall are. Second here is turning corner. We are hoping that we can still do some fall camping somewhere yet, but we're just not 100% sure. So we're going to hold our hands open and just hold our plans loosely because we just don't know what's going to happen. So we will keep you informed, keep tuned, and we'll see what happens with this spring and this winter as well too. We have a few things that kind of in the works, but we're not going to announce anything just yet. So have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.